Hello my lovelies! Welcome to the Marshmallow Stationery Award for the 2020 edition. The reason that I started doing this video is because, as you already know, I do my stationery favorite videos every month and you guys seem to really like that. So I figured out why not do one to wrap up the year and kind of talk about my most used stationeries and why I love them. And this video has been like 2 weeks in the making because I've been really excited to list down all my favorite stationeries and stuff. There's a ton of different categories. It's gonna be a long video, so if you need to grab, a cup of tea, some sustenance, some snacks, this is probably a good time to get it, because I feel like once we started, you probably don't want to stop. Well, I wouldn't want to stop. There's a few categories that we're looking at, and I will be linking all of them in the description below, so it's easier for you to find things if you are only interested in some parts. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to pick out, for each category, I'm going to pick out a few of the items that I really love this year, and out of all those, I will be just picking one to award them with the, blah blah of the year award. The criteria that I use to pick out which one gets awarded this Marshmallow Stationery Award is how much I like it, how much I use it, and how useful it is, and basically just personal feelings as well. So hopefully there's something in here that you love. And yes, let's just get straight to it because I have a pretty long list and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna ramble, so let's just get straight to it. The first category is actually washi tape. You already know how much I love washi tape, so I think it's only befitting that it's the first category that gets announced. So I have 4 of them here, and see if you can guess what my favorites are. So first one is this peon tape. So it's a pet tape. It's not really a washi tape, it's called a pet tape, but for me they're all tapes. And with this you can cut each of them and then put it in your journal. But the good thing about this is because it's a bit frosted and it's like transparent, it looks good in any kind of paper. I shall try not to keep it too long, but I ramble a lot, so even when it's a dark background you still can see the dark background shining through. So it's actually, I really love pet tape. So that's the first one. I know you probably seen this a lot in my journal videos, so yes, that's the first nominee for washi tape. The second one, and this is also a pet tape. This is, you probably already seen this a ton on my spreads. This is basically the Washi leaves washi tape, and they're all this really gorgeous looking leaves. That is a pet tape, so it's easy to use. I'm already thinking I should probably stock up on another one because I feel like this is, I'm gonna be using this a lot for a long time. So that's the second one. The third one is I couldn't choose. This is probably my favorite, Yohako washi tape, but this one comes pretty close. But the whole line of Yohako washi tape is a perfect blend of kind of like vintage inspired, but it's still minimal enough to use on modern spreads. Because if you look at that, the splash of color is really lovely, and they have this tendency to be quite muted in design, which suits my spread beautifully. This is my favorite, Yohako washi tape. So that's our third nominee. And it's rolling. Last but not least are these, what do I call this? This is the La Dolce Vita like wreath kind of washi tape. It's really lovely because it has, I don't know if you can see, hang on, maybe if I put my hand on it you can see, there's a little perforated line, so you can actually just rip it off if you want to use it. So it's very easy to use. You don't actually have to cut it. You can just do a little bit of tear and you can use it. But what I like to do is I like to cut around this because sometimes I use it on not just white pieces of paper. So that's our 4 nominees for washi tape category, and our winner is, drum roll, the piano washi tape. I've had this since February and I haven't stopped using it just because it adds a really nice color and girliness to each of my spread. If you've been watching me for a long time, you know that these girls feature quite a lot in my spread, so I thought it's only fitting to actually give them the award of the washi tape of the year. So there you go, that's your washi tape of the year. I'm just gonna take this all off. Okay, the second category is also something that I use a lot of and I have a ton of, so it's quite hard to call to what I love. So what I'm gonna do is call it to creator-ish. This category is gonna be our stamps. So the first stamp that is on my list are these lovely Kurikinki stamps. They're very tiny compared to other ones. Like if I put it on my hands, this is the whole set, but they're very nice to use for kind of like accents on the sides, and this basically can work with any spreads. If you watch a lot of my videos, you probably already know, but if I don't know what to do to a spread and there's like some section that looks a bit empty, I reach out for this quite a lot. Really love this. So that's our first one. Our second one is actually a stamp set as well. So I cannot make up my mind because I use this quite a lot. So this is the JNL in the World 2 that I bought first, and this is the JNL in the World 1 that I bought second. Initially, after having the first one, I thought, you know what, I bought this first, and then I said, oh, I don't really need the other one, you know, because I've already got a ton of flower stamps and they're kind of, you know, I can make do with this. But no, I can't, because I got this as well, and I didn't regret it because these lovely little dainty flowers are really, really pretty. And JNL is really good for very detailed stamps. So this, when you stamp it, it's very, very beautiful. I've also used this to death in lots of my videos, so I guess you guys probably already know how much I love them. The third one, on a second nominee, is from Jessalyn Padilla. So she just recently started making stamps, but her stamps are already a staple in my collection. This one I really, really like, and this one is the botanical stamp. It's a flower stamp, but it has that little accent of, like, what is that, like a round thing, and I've been using this non-stop for my orders. And this is really nice. The leaves are very, very delicate and looks so nice on a spread. So those three are my favorite. I'm putting it as a set, even though I bought them like separately, because I can't pick a favorite. If I really, really have to, it's probably this one, because this one gets used to death, and it gets used more often than the other two, just because I use it for my orders. But all three of them are just love, love, love. And the fourth one is this band fan stamp. So I discovered band fan quite late, probably middle of the year, but this one is very, very versatile and you can use it for a lot of things. This one too, I really love making like little ephemeras with them, so they're in this list as well. And so that's all our nominees for the rubber stamps section of the award. And if I have to pick between any of these, I would pick, drumroll, the J&L stamps. I mean, they're already a staple in my collection and they're very, very beautiful. and she doesn't only make this kind of stamps, she also makes very nice frame stamps such as these, which I love as well, but I don't use it as much as the floral ones because I'm a floral kind of girl. But this I really love as well. And something that I also really love, this is just purely aesthetic reasons, I really love how her block is very dark. It stands out a lot compared to my other stamps, so it's easy for me to grab, and I'm just like, you know, I know that's a JNL stamp and I want to use that now kind of thing. So there you go, that's all my favorite stamps. I'm just gonna put them aside for now so we can get ready for the next category. So the next category is gonna be really close to what we just talked about. So if we just talked about rubber stamps, the next one is gonna be ink pads. So I'm the type of person that likes to try a lot of ink pads just to find what's good about them and what's bad about them. And if you need a ink pad comparison kind of video, let me know, because I have quite a bit of the ink pads that I am able to kind of compare and give you swatches and stuff. But for this video, I've picked my top 3 ink pads, so I'll just bring it out now. These are probably my first array into ink pads. They're the Memento ink pads, and I really love this teardrop shape because you can easily just get your stamps and, you know, dab it that way. And they're very easy to store as well because they're quite tiny, and they actually have a ton of ink in this. They come with a refill, but also if you want to try this, do not get the big one. I made a mistake of buying this big one, thinking that, you know, this was the only one that's available locally, and I thought, hey, you get more ink with this. No, but you know, the quality is not as good as this. So if you need to buy it, do not buy the big one, buy the tiny one. They usually come in a set of 4, or you can also get them individually. These 2 are my most used and favorite shades, the Toffee Crunch and Rich Cocoa. I think I've already talked about this on some of my favorites videos, so I won't dwell to it too long. But I really, really love this, and it's what started my ink journey. The next ink pads that I've gotten and loved after I've discovered the Memento one are these First Fine ink pads. They capture detail very well, and this color is really nice, the vintage sepia. But I also really love the gray. It's it's harder to find a really nice gray, but this is like a nice gray that you can still it's still distinctive from a black, but it's light enough to know that it's a gray. These 2 doesn't actually work on vellum surfaces, but you know which one does. Is this Sachihata Hiramoyo? I probably butchered the name, but these ink pads are quite good on vellum. They're not absolutely amazing, and you need to kind of let them dry out a little bit, but they are better for ink vellums compared to these 2. So, and they come in a ton of really bright colors. This one you can refill as well, so I always like things that you can refill. So that's all for the ink pad section. And out of these 3, I would award the ink pad of the year award to, drumroll, to this Sachiata Iramoyo ink pads. They're very versatile to use. They came in beautiful colors. They also capture details really, really well, to a point that I think is actually better than this. So if you're really keen, let me know in the comments below if you want a comparison video, because I would love to actually swatch it and compare it on this, but I think that's gonna make my video like, I don't know, hours long. So I'll just keep that on the next one. So yeah, if you want a comparison video, let me know. But this is our winner. So let me get that off to the side. Next, this is also a very exciting category for me because I use them a lot as well in my journaling, which is the labels category. So if we're doing a label category, I must kind of mention Classic K, right? Because this is a staple in a lot of people's journaling supplies. It's for good reason. Their papers are very, very high quality, and they're like letterpressed. The texture are very beautiful. This is one of my favorite. And yes, I don't think I need to talk a lot about this because I'm pretty sure most of you guys already have it. This is actually probably my favorite. It's a tear-off booklet, and it's like a nice square frame with little seashells on it. So really love this. So that's our first nominees. The second one is this Ueda letterpress labels. I like that they come with different types of frames, and this is actually a sampler kit that I ordered from Journal Pages just because I wanted to know, you know, if I like them. And they come in so many different type of frames. So that looks a little bit of Art Deco, and then there's some that looks more modern. There's a tiny one, and then there's like a square one as well. And there's ones that you can write on, as in you can write on all of them, but this one has lines on them. They have a few different types. This one is the sticker kind, so the paper is nice and bendable, and it's like very thin. There's a few ones that are like really thick letterpress, which is nice as well, but it depends if you're the type that likes your journal bulky or not. So this one suits my needs because it's thinner and it doesn't bulk up my journal as much because I already layer a ton of stuff. I don't really want like, you know, very bulky things. And yes, this one is, these two are label book. This comes with a red and a bronze, and this is the blue and the black. And should I open them? Let me just open one for you to see. They have this metallic sheen on them. I don't know if it's possible to see in the camera, but they have this metallic sheen. I think it's even more obvious on the brown one, and it's just so lovely. I really love the way it catches the light. I don't know, I hope you can see that because it's really beautiful in person. So if you can get this, definitely try and get it. And there's a ton of this. How many is there? There's 25 sheets, and on each of the sheets there's 3 different patterns, so you get 75. That's a lot, right? So yeah, definitely recommend this as well. So I put it there. And the last nominee is these labels from Ours. I don't know if I call these labels as well, because this isn't really a label, it's like an ephemera pieces, because these actually pops out, the little frames actually pops out. And yeah, so I'm not sure if I call that, but you know what, I really love this brand. This is Ours, and this is a tear-off one. This has a frame thing, but my favorite is probably all of this is this one, because I don't know, something about it feels very vintage but nostalgic. This one is a really, like, I've been using it a ton as well. It adds, it might be small, but it adds a lot to your spreads. So yep, that one, that's all the label nominees. I'll just, like, if I talk about, I just talk about the brands, because I feel like if I talk about each one of them, it's gonna be too hard for me to select one. So out of these 3, from Classic, Oil Letterpress, and Ours, I would have to give the award to, drumroll, the hours labels, especially because of this two, because this one is really nice and versatile to use, and this is very useful because on one sheet you get 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 different little elements that you can interchange and put it in your journal. It's very hard because I really love Classic and I really do use it a lot, but this is probably the one that I really love. So the award for labels are given to the hours labels. So yep. Okay, I will tidy all this up. The next category that we have are pens. So this one is mostly thin pens and colored pens. I think you've seen this. I've only got one color of this, but I definitely want to get more of this. It comes with a brush pen side and also comes with a tiny pen side, and the reason this comes in this category and not the brush pen category is because I actually love it for the thin tip more than the brush pen tip, because I find the brush pen tip is a little bit thick. So yes, the first nominee is the Sailor Shikori dual tip pen. So let's put it there. The second nominee is, you already seen this a ton, I'm guessing, because I use it so much for my lots of my spreads. These are the Muji gel pens, the newer version on 0.5 and on gray and brown. As you can see from how much I've gotten to that I've used this very much. They're like a very versatile kind of color, and it kind of works with a lot of my spreads because I use brown a lot and I use gray, always goes with anything. So this is one of my staple, and I feel like I should get an extra pair of this, cause sometimes I lose it somewhere in my pile of like mess, and I'm like, where is that pen? I need it now, kind of thing. So yeah, that's our second nominee. And our third nominee is these Sarasa vintage gel pens. They're very easy to use, and they come in very nice muted colors. Let me get the other colors that I have as well. I mean, this two is the one that gets the most use because this is the gray and the brown, and you know how much I love grays and browns. This is also the other colors that I've got, like a green one, a blue one, and a red one. And as you can see, the color are very muted and they're very perfect with like vintage kind of journaling. So yes, they're here and they're nominated for the award as well. And the other pens that I've been really loving, this is probably something that is like you've used in your childhood, I'm sure, because I did use it in my childhood, but I rediscovered it as an adult, and I really love it because the tip are it's a nice size. It's not too big, it's not too small, but it also have some weight to it, and when you write it, I don't know what it is, but I feel like my writing becomes nicer when I write with this. This one is usually comes in packets of very bright colors, but luckily the stationery store near my house actually sells them individually, and yes, so that's why I got all the kind of nice muted shades. I have much more than just what you see here. For the connector pens, I have other colors as well. Some of them are a repeat because yeah, they were having a sale, they were getting rid of this, so I was like, let's pick up some because for the feature and because I like to hoard. So yeah, I also love that they click together. So the Marshmallow Stationery Award for the pen category goes to, drum roll, the Muji gel pens. Even though they don't dry out as easy as other pens, but I reach to it very often, and they're very versatile to use, and I really enjoy using it. So the award goes to the Muji gel pens. Okay. So now that we've already gotten the pen section out of the way, we'll go to the brush pen section, because you know I love lettering, so brush pen is a must in this category as well. The first one out of the brush pen category is this Tombow Fudenesque brush pen. They're a staple in many people's pencil cases, and they're for good reasons. They recently come with colored ones. Before, they only come in like black and like fine or medium tip. I think this fine and medium tip, but I'm really glad when they actually come out with colors, and I got these two colors immediately. And I think you can see a pattern here that every time I get pens, I always get the boring colors, which is like the gray and the browns, but they really work for my spreads. So yep, they're really good, and I really love having it in my pencil case. The second set of brush pen that I've been enjoying are this Tombow, what is this? Tombow dual tip brush pens. This, I know a lot of people already know of this, so I really like buying just kind of like loose ones, so I can pick out what colors I want. These are some of the colors that I use a ton for my bullet journal and stuff, because it's very nice muted color. You see a pattern here is gray and like beige and brown again. I'm a boring person. I really love this like muted colors. The other brush pen that I've been loving are these Pentel Footed Touch pens. A few of these are new colors. I think the olive green and the pale brown are new colors. I think this one is an old color and this might be a new color, but this color I've been using so much. But this is particularly my favorite brush pen because it's firm, but it's not too firm, and it's just, well, out of all of them, somehow my writing looks nicest with this. And yep, this is my favorite. I think I talk about it a lot already, so I think you know how much I love this. Yep. So that's all the nominees for brush pens. The award for brush pens will go to, drumroll, obviously it's the Pentel Footed Touch, right? Because I mean, they're my favorite. If you watch my videos, you probably already know this is my favorite. I mentioned them almost in every favorite video. Well, not every, like this, I mentioned it on two already, but they're very, very nice to use. So if you have a chance to get this, you really should. They also comes with ones that are round tipped instead of the brush tip. Let me show you the brush tip. That's a brush tip. It's more sharp, and they also come with a round tip that I really love. I love writing addresses with this as well. But it's not a brush pen, but they're very nice as well. So yes, that's my brush pen section. We have another 4 sections, guys. I hope you're not bored yet. The next category are paper pads and paper goods. So this is probably my favorite notepads. They're from Papier Platts. Is that how you say it? Papier Platts. They're illustration of florals, and you know how much I love florals. Each of these comes with 2 designs. I really love the really simple line illustration that they have in here. This one is probably my favorite because it has a lot of white spaces, but also have like this arrangement of flowers that is really cute. I've used half of it because yeah, I like to save it a bit. These are my favorite notepads. So that's that. And also, you've already know of this one. This is the Awagami factory paper pad, and it comes with different textures and colors of paper. They're all very muted, which I love because you know I use muted colors the most. This is actually my what do you call it? My spare pack that I haven't opened, because I always feel weird if I don't have a spare pack. of this. I would recommend it so much, this one. I really love it. And the other one that is a little bit weird, I feel a little bit weird for saying this, but I think you already know what this is, and you've already seen it on my lots of my videos. They're just vintage book pages. Like, the more patina they are, the better. And I use it so much for my spreads. It's something that you can probably get from like a vintage bookseller or from thrift shopping. And yes, it's a bit harder to get it in Australia for me somehow, but I found a seller that sells this vintage French papers. It comes in like different types of papers, and I've been really loving it because it adds a lot to my spreads. I really love using this for my spreads. So that's the notepads and papers kind of section, and I'm gonna announce the winner of the paper section, the paper category, which is, drumroll, the vintage book paper. I feel like I use this a ton, and even though they're not crazy expensive, but they add so much into a spread, and I feel like I'll keep using this forever and ever because it looks very nice on my vintage book pages. This is a close second though, because it's really versatile. It has like so much texture and different types of colors of paper, and it's like perfectly muted. Yeah, this was a hard decision, but really love the vintage book pages. The next category are yarns. I started collecting yarn kind of quite late, and I mostly use it for like packages for my pen pals and my shop orders and things like that. But I've probably collected around maybe 5 spools, 5-6 spools or something, and these are my favorites. So this is one of my newest one, but I already fell in love with her so much. Look how nice, look how delicate and lovely these are. They're the Avril Russell Candy. And yeah, I just really love this one. I don't know what to say about it. I really love the little mesh fabric. It's really cute. So that's one, and I think this is called the Avril Potpourri. What I love about this is the colors. It's so cute. It comes in a different kinds of colors. There's like a little bit of green, a little bit of purple, and lots of like peach color. And this looks really nice on packages if you just wrap it and like tie it up. It's so lovely. Another one that I've been really loving is this Avril Chanel, one of them. But they have this little, what is this, like a little fabric on the ends, and they come in a ton of colors. I really actually love this yarn so much. This is so pretty. And the other one, an odd one out that is not Avril, this is the Motivera Jazz yarn. This is actually for knitting, but I find this locally in my a fabric store nearby. But look at this, it's like so perfectly fluffy, and I really love touching it because yeah, it's so fluffy and lovely, and it's really light, and I'm just so in love with this yarn. So the award for the yarn of the year goes to, do you have a guess? Yes, the Avril Chanel. And something about this just makes me really happy. Like it's really dainty and lovely. I don't know what else to say about it besides I really love this yarn. So I'll pick them all up for the next one. So the next one on our list, there's only 2 more, so be patient with me. It's wax seals. So wax seals are also something quite new to me. I haven't got mastered the art of it yet, but I love collecting them. And yeah, in the next year I wanted to use more of them in my journal spread, so that's why I've included this category on here. So the first one that I've been really loving is this Feigu clip wax seals. They make really unique looking wax seals, because I've got this one and I've got this one as well. This is like the bird one, and it's an oval, and this one is like a rectangle. I really love how they come in different kind of cute shapes that isn't very mainstream, like it's not the normal circle or square. So I really love this. Also, my favorite is one from Liberty HK. It's a stamp, kind of like wax seal. It looks like a stamp, but in the beginning I thought it was a clip, like, you know, those binder clips. But this is really cute, and this one is the tiny wax seal, so it's really tiny and cute, and I just love it to bits. These three are all from AliExpress. This one has a picture of a paper plane. I really adore it. It has like some stars inside as well, and a little bit of clouds, and I really love it. Another one I've been loving is this one. It is much more of a softer kind of wax seal, but it has mushroom in it, and it has a very nice wreath design. So yeah, I've been really loving this one as well. It's actually my first wax seal ever, so it has a soft spot, but also because it's just so pretty. Look at that. I love that. And this one as well. This is a new edition, but I'm really in love with the design. It's a dandelion, and that design really gets me. It's really pretty. So out of all these wax seals, they keep rolling off. So from all these lovely wax seals, I will give the award to the Liberty HK stamp clip. Look at that. It's a rubber stamp, and it's really cute, and I really love the size. It's so tiny. It doesn't take a lot of wax seal, but it looks so cute. So I really love this one. I hope you're not tired of hearing me ramble yet, but we're on to the last category, which is tools. The tools category. There's a ton of tools that makes my journaling life easier, but I feel like I've got to pick one of them, because I feel obviously this is a award, so there can only be one. So let's go through the nominees, and I'll let you know which one I love. So for the tools, the first one is the Harinax paper stapler paper punch. Well, this basically, it lets you bundle pages together without the metal thing that comes in the stapler. It's just by force. Basically, you just do that, and then it binds the paper together. It can't bind for more than 5 paper, but this has been a real game changer for me to make little cute pouches and stuff, paper pouches for my pen balls and everything. So I've been really loving this. So that's the first one. The next one is something I discovered pretty late during the year, but it's an instant favorite, which is the Kokuyo titanium bronze scissors. This was on my favorite last month for December, and it just cuts really beautifully. It's very easy to cut anything with this, and I haven't found a scissor I love as much as this, so it deserves to be in this category as well. Third one is the Kokuyo glue tape. I get questions about this a lot, and basically this is the first glue tape that I discovered when I started journaling. I can get it on like one of the stationery shops over here, so I went ahead and tried it, and I really love it. It's refillable. You just take this out, this whole section comes out for refillable, so, and this whole section comes out and you can refill it, so that's why I really love it. This one is it has dots in it. I don't know if you can see the dots, but this one is a click type thing, and the dots are smaller than this one, so I use this one a lot for vellum, where I don't want to really see the dots at the back, because this is it's much smaller, the dots. But the bad thing about this is our local stationery shop does not sell the refill, so I feel a little bit bad using this, so that's why I mostly use this. What I really love about this glue tape is that if you take it out, if you already apply it to paper and then you want to move it somewhere else, it doesn't actually hurt the paper. And also, if you've already accidentally put it on a paper like that, what you can do is basically you can rub it with your finger, and then the glue will eventually come off, and the paper will be as good as new. So it just comes in a little bundle like that, and you take it off, and then that's it, good as new. So that's amazing for that, and I've used it. I actually never look for any other glue tape once I know about this. It's a staple. Yep. Another thing I've been really loving is this Penco clip. They come in different types of colors and has a little bit of teeth to it, but it doesn't really hurt your paper. So it's been really useful to keep pages open, and I really love the look because it matches my aesthetic. So yeah, I've been really loving it. It comes with gray as well, but when I was buying it, there's only this and red, and I really love this color. So yeah, this is one of it as well. And the last thing on the list is the Midori index clips. I've been using it all year in my bullet journal to bookmark all the pages that I open quite often, and it's been really game changing. And I like that it's very tiny, and like the strip doesn't even come out of the cover of my travels notebook, so it doesn't snag to anything, and it's very understated, but it still looks very nice with the bronze. So yes, that's the last one. And so out of all these 5 tools that I've been really loving, this is very hard because I want to give them all an award because they're just my favorite tools. But you know, there has to be one winner, and I'm basing this on if I can recommend you just one thing to get out of all this that would make your journaling easier, that would be, drumroll, the Kokuya glue tape. This or this is okay. If you get this one and you can get refill, I actually really love this one. But the thing is, this and this one has double the amount of tape for the same price with this. So, you know, that's the major difference. But I've been really loving both of them, so they get an award. So basically that's it. That's all that I prepared for today, and I hope you find something that you love. I'll try to link all the things that I can down below in the description, and let me know if there's something that you really love or something that you discovered, or you know, let me know what's your favorite stationery from last year. Yeah, write down in the comments below what's your favorite stationery from last year, because I wouldn't mind knowing more stationeries. And thank you for all of you that actually stayed until now and you know, listening to me ramble. I hope you like the video. I hope you're keeping safe and taking care, and I'm just really grateful to have all of you in my channel and watching my videos and everything. So lots of love to you. I really hope you like this video because I really love making it. I hope you're taking care and staying safe and all that, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye, my lovelies. The Liberty HK Mini. Where's it? Ah!